All right. So where was I at? This. First, I gotta tell you what this is. Okay, since you don't know, this is my podcast is I'm doing here is called. They called me Killer because that was my nickname in basic training, and I'm going through the stories of an attempt for healing because I like uh, it, shit went south really bad when I was in the military. That's how I ended up out. I'll tell you guys later um, about what's going on. Well, basically, well, okay. so, um, where I was, I think I was talking about okay, being recruited, going to doing all the stuff to get like the testing and the oath and all that stuff, and then okay, so um, then it was time to when it was time to go to basic training. I flew from the SeaTac Airport, Seattle Tacoma Airport, and I think I basically flew from there to the uh, what is it? The DFW airport, which is interesting because now I live in the DFW area. I didn't at the time, and so it's interesting. But I think I went from there, and then um, I don't know if it was there or if I went to another airport, but at some point I went from a big plane to a smaller plane because I had to fly into the Lawton airport to get to Fort Sill, and the Lawton airport is a small airport. It's for little planes, so they put me on this. They put us on this little ass plane. I believe it was a jet plane, but it was so tiny. I've flown I had flown all like through my childhood a lot to see family, specifically my biological father. So, well, it'd always be these big planes, but we're on this little ass plane, and turbulence on a little ass plane is not fun. You're going all over the place. Oh my god, I felt like we were like being thrown all over the place. It was insane. I'm like, great, I'm gonna die on this stupid plane before I even make it to basic training. Uh, Fortunately, I didn't die, so um, went went from there. I remember once we got to the airport, being getting on the military bus to go um, to Fort Sill. Okay, so you go and we get on there, and um, you don't go like straight into basic training. You go to the in processing. So you go through the in processing things. You God, I hated the worst thing. I remember the awkwardness of first time I had to frickin' shower with a bunch of dudes everywhere. And all like at least when by the time I got to my where I was stationed, they had stalls, shower stalls, but they didn't in the when you were like in basic and stuff, and it was basic and AIT is the same. So it's like if you have to get a super awkwardness, like eventually you get to the point where it doesn't even matter anymore, but it's so embarrassing. Like I didn't want anybody to see what I looked like naked, and I didn't want to see other dudes naked. This gross. Uh, Anyways, I get you learn to just not pay attention to anybody. Keep your head down. So um so you go to so back to where I was. So you go into in processing and you do all this stuff. You get all your shots. Oh, the shots are fun. They give you these shots in these like it's air. It goes through you in air. It's like it hit these things. It's not like it just goes in. It's using all this air pressure to force these vaccines into your arms, and you see the blood go coming out of the arm. I mean, and there's all this pressure that hurts, man. You end up getting bruises from that, and then of course you have to get for some reason I guess to make sure in case you have anything that they need to kill, they give you um, what is it? Is it the one? Oh come on, brain's not working. Okay, whatever the shot is they give you in the ass, that was the worst one. The other things were cool because you know you bruise on your shoulder, so big deal. when your ass cramps up because they give you that penicillin shot. The penicillin shot, that one sucked. So that's where you get the shots. You get there. One day you go and what you do is you get all the stuff, the um, government issue stuff. Basically, you get your big duffel bag, which you first put everything in, but eventually you get that. You get all your uniforms. You get your boots. Um, you get you get all that stuff, and you get that big thing. I think you even do you get your Kevlar? I think they do give you. I think they issue you your Kevlar helmet. Helmets and stuff you don't get to keep, but you get to keep your uniforms. Um, so they're finding all the stuff that fits you. You, you get the normal uniform, your BDUs. You get your dress uniform. The cool thing about the dress uniform is it comes with the trench coat. I don't have it anymore. I ended up getting ripped or whatever. But that's the only thing I wore from the military. Well, that and the combat boots. But they're perfect when I was in my gothic phase because then I already had the combat boots. So um, okay, yeah, combat boots, blah blah blah. I was talking about the trench coat. Yeah, the trench coat was cool, and you get all the other stuff like the Gomer Pyle hat. Those things are ugly as hell, but in the winter, especially in freaking Fort Sill. Oh, and you want to talk about cold, man? See, I'm originally from um, Southern California. So, but then I moved to Washington to live with my biological father after high school, and then I ended up having going to Fort Sill. It was cold in Washington, but it wasn't cold like it was in whatchamacallit in January in Oklahoma. In Fort Sill, it's so damn cold. What was I thinking about? There was something I was gonna say. Oh well, okay. So, the hats because it was cold. Okay, so, what was I gonna say? Okay. I had said in the last episode reasons why I joined the military. Well, one big reason that I joined the army was to prove to myself that I could do it, that I could get through basic training, that I could get through it and do the physical things I needed to do. Okay, so here's some background information. So when I was born, so it wasn't when I was born, obviously. It was like three, four, like three or four, I was 3 or 4 months old, and I came down with spinal meningitis, and it's not it was the viral kind. See, the bacterial kind, they can give you antibiotics and fight it. With the viral kind, and back then they didn't have there was no such thing as antivirals, so all they really could do was treat the symptoms and let my body ride it out and hope that I make it. And so I made it, but there was a price to pay for making it through the meningitis. Well, see, the meningitis damaged my brain, and oh, don't make any jokes because I can't remember shit when I'm trying to do these things. But anyways, it didn't. No, my it only damaged the part that has to do with coordination, and that's why I'm so clumsy. Probably would have been a little clumsy anyways, but especially that. So it affected the part of my brain that does motor skills. So luckily, my cognitive abilities uh, um, were intact. I'm not good at speaking, but I am very intelligent. I don't need to tell anybody that, anyways. But I mean, come on, I was a medic in the military, so that's you have to have a brain on you for that. But what it did do is I was basically a disabled child. I never thought of it that way. I had to go through. Um, I went through years of um, physical therapy, which for a kid, for physical therapy, when you're having to learn motor skills, it's fun. Like my mom made me one of these things. They had to have you, all the kids in it had to have one where it's a board with wheels on it, swiveling wheels, and it's got a padded thing on it. And you get on your belly and you use your hands to move you all around like this part of the hospital, this area. And oh, it was so fun. There are other things I don't remember. So besides that, then like in elementary school, I was an adaptive PE that showed me how to use my hands, how to coordinate things more. I had to learn how to do what most people just know how to do because when my when I had the meningitis, it hit attacked that part of the brain and it basically erased all this stuff I was supposed to have learned in the womb or when I was uh, uh, like a really young baby. So like my mom would have to wrap me in a blanket and hold me for like a certain amount of time, like every day for a while. So because there's something about that makes your brain remember stuff. It's the I guess feeling like you're protected and taken care of. So and so because of this, well, my dad was always about sports. My stepfather, which he's my dad. He was the one who raised me and took care of me. So um, oh, what was my point? He was always into sports, and I got kind of made talked into getting on a soccer team, and I was terrible. Whole team was terrible too, but a lot of the people on the team blamed me, even though we were the second worst team in the freaking league. And one of those people would be, I won't mention names. I don't want to be like personal with this because people do stupid shit when they're kids, so you don't need to like make them feel bad about it. People grow up and realize the wrong of their ways. But so the guy who ended up being my bully through elementary school was on the team, and he was popular, and he would beat me up, and then when I started fighting back, he'd get his friends to try to beat me up, and eventually people would leave me alone. But only there weren't that many people that ever stood up for me because the guy was popular. The guy was kind of well known, and he had friends, and he had, it was just there were a few people. There were like two or three people, I believe, that ever stood up for me in elementary school, and that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the other kids. They were scared to stand up for me, yeah, because they didn't want to meet the same fate, and a lot of it was that. And because I couldn't play sports, I was kind of rejected by most of the people in the school because I couldn't play sports. Why couldn't I play sports? Because I had disabilities. So basically, I was bullied and treated shitty by other people because I was disabled, because I had a disability. Like, that's how shitty kids can be, man. And they don't think about what they're doing to other people. And sometimes and you can't always blame the parents. I mean, my parents have taught me either what to do and not to do on a lot of things that I ignored them and still did the wrong thing. Because that's how kids are. Kids tend to be rebellious. So I have all that, and because of that, I wanted to prove to myself that I was capable of doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. And it's not even more than that. I want how many people even have the cojones to even join the military? And I did. I proved it to myself. I, I, I proved that my physical problems in the past were not holding me back anymore. That I was as capable as anybody else to get through basic training. Well, I wasn't depending on the psychological effects the military would have on me, and especially when I got sent where I sent, and because I this is getting ahead of myself. I eventually ended up in Panama, which I mentioned the last time, and we were an occupying force, so we were not treated like that well by the people. Like we'd get girlfriends and stuff, but half the time the girls would use us, and there'd be people uh, just other people just mean to us. And it wasn't for what we did; it was for what someone else did. It's for when they went after Manuel Noriega. So okay, like got to get back. So everything's not gonna be done in a linear fashion because some memories are gonna pop up in while I'm remembering this thing and that thing and that thing. So it's kind of gonna be like a twisted spiral here. Okay, so where was I back? Basic training. Okay, so this was me proving it to myself, and I did. I got through it. I had like in the middle of you get to a certain point in basic because they're pushing your body as far as you can. So the first time I went to take the PT test to be able to graduate from basic training, my body was overdone. It was done. It was over exercise, and I didn't do well. I didn't do well at all because my body needed to heal. And then when I redid everything, I think I did well on the mile. So the running, when you do so many miles a minute or um, whatever it is. Okay, so yes, I know I'm kind of scatterbrained sometimes. So yeah, so later on, once my muscles I did better. I did much better, and to the chagrin of some some of the people I knew. Okay, so this is my you can see it. This is my book. It's like I don't know what to call it. It's my basic training book. It's basically like uh, this like a yearbook. See, there's the drill sergeants and stuff, and it'll have where there's other people, and and it has some stuff in it. I don't think it's even us that are in it, but it shows all the different stuff you do in basic training. So I'm gonna read one of the inscriptions by where is he? Okay, this is by Private Horn, which was nicknamed Horny, and obviously reasons it's Horn. You know, of course, that's what it's going to be. It was because of his name. So, and it's spelled Horne. So it kind of, kind of horny was the thing that came out of it. So, and that's hilarious. But anyways, this is what he wrote. Let's see. Hold on. I need my damn glasses for this. God, I've gotten old and my eyes are. Hey, buddy. Killer. Hey, buddy. The past 2 months have flown by, and in this time of hell that we have went through, we've changed. You the most. We all here in in Alpha 1st and 33rd third platoon Mad Dogs are proud of you. You went from a small boy to a big man. Stay tough, don't take shit, and be a killer. Good luck in life. I wish you the best. Go out there and show him what you've got. Don't ever think that you can't do something. We've been to hell and back at basic. So, you know, you can do anything. Good night, brother Thompson Killer. Your pal, Mad Dog's brother, Private Horny. That was cool. I got some other ones, but that's the main one. That's the one I wanted to read now. Maybe I'll keep the other ones for other episodes. So you'll want to come back. So I'm not going to give you it all in one place. I'm going to give you a reason to come back. I only got so many of. Didn't have that many signatures. Well, there wasn't really a lot of places to sign, but you know when the ones I did, they filled up the page, man. It wasn't just signed their name. Hey, how's it going? It was big heartfelt thing, something that they came up with to express to me how they felt about me as one of their brothers. We were the Mad Dogs. Mad Dogs. Okay, I shouldn't be too loud. I'm gonna piss off the old lady. Sorry, lady. I don't want the lady upstairs is gonna get mad. Okay, so my girlfriend will probably be like, "What was that about?" I don't know. I just got a case of nostalgia there. So, okay, and then so we were going through the um, getting all our stuff, and then after you get your stuff, like the next day, you have a special treat. You get to meet your drill sergeant. Oh shit! Like totally, like that was the worst day of my life, man. At that point, it was like, what have I gotten myself into? And they're yelling at you and they're screaming at you, and that's when they take you to take your picture. Okay, after you've just met your drill sergeants, and this is what a lot of people don't know. The thing that you see, it looks like I'm wearing a full uniform, but it's just the hat, and the uniform is like Velcro's in the back. It's just like a to throw on for to quickly do uh, the photographs. So, oh, this one poor guy, he's the other guy, Thompson. He was a big guy, but obviously he was able to qualify to get into basic training. But man, he had it the hardest, I think, out of any of them. He had to lose that weight, and he lost a lot of weight because they put him on a strict diet, salad and stuff. Because the drill sergeant, the main drill sergeant Jackson, took him under his wing, and he was kind of his favorite. He called him Chub Rock. If you know, Chub Rock was a rapper, I believe. So, and that's what he called him, and he took him under his wing, and he helped that guy get in shape to be able to pass in basic. That guy did a good job, man. Pretty cool, proud of him. So okay, the drill sergeant. Oh yeah. So the thing is like on the back, it's a Velcro. The thing they didn't have one that would fit the big guy, the other Thompson. So he just had to wear. They just did him in his normal uniform, the BDUs with the baseball cap looking thing, type of cap. Yeah. So that's he's in there and he's in that and a guy that was pretty big really he got through it, man. And I bet you, I bet you if I saw him nowadays, he's probably skinnier than I am. I got kind of chunky here for a while. I've been exercising. I didn't exercise the day I should have, but I've been exercising. I was more into it before, and I'm kind of like having trouble trying to uh, figure out when to exercise. Well, I know when to exercise, but like I have a lot of things that are going in my life that are activities right now. Well, I'm just gonna cut it there, and so we'll we'll try to start where I left off in the next episode. Where's this thing? Okay, see you guys later.